my beauties, I thought I'd share with you this morning my beauty routine. So first of all, before I start anything, I always have a glass of water with lemon. In fact, I have 2 glasses of water with lemon. It's so important to be refreshed. So they always say, water the rose from the root. And then I'm going to use my toning lotion, which is my Phytotherapy toning lotion, on some cotton wool here. This is so refreshing. It's my go-to every morning. It's full of cucumber water and rose water, and it's just so refreshing, especially around the eyes. And then on the whole face, just makes the face come so alive. Now this also contains geranium, which is balancing. It's balancing for the skin. It balances oily and dry skin, but it also balances the hormones as well. So it's great for balancing and relaxing. Next thing is I put on my moisturizer cream, which is my revitalizing cream. It's right here. And take a little bit out. And when I work on my face, I also work on this area as well. So never forget your neck. Now this cream is not just a moisturizing cream, it also acts like a primer for mineral makeup. It has silica in, which helps to fill in large pores without clogging them, and also gives a nice texture, creamy, silky texture that makes your skin primed, ready for application of the makeup. The first thing I do is I apply my eye makeup first. This makes it easier for cleanup. Now I'm deliberately going to use 2 types of eyeliner on my eyes. So I've got a brown powder eyeliner, which I normally use. And most of you might have seen in my tutorials recently that I've been using the Eyeliner Kajal eye pencil as an eyeliner. So what I'm going to do deliberately is put the Kajal eye pencil on one eye and the eyeliner powder on the other. They're both the same colour, just different textures, different applications. The rest of the makeup is going to be the same. So, starting with the powder, to apply, so I'm going to make a soft smoky eye today. So I just tap this upside down and then make sure I have a little bit of powder in the lid, and then use my, it's a tapered brush, pretty solid, which we sell. And to apply it, what I do, you don't draw it on and you don't do this. What you do is you literally just one swoop on. So you create the line up. Now I do have a little bit of loose skin here. So now what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to go closer to the mirror. You can see here I've got some gaps here. So now I can finally, now I've got my line, I'm going to fill in the rest with the brush. Then what I can then do is just sweep in a little bit. You don't have to be exact here, just to get some powder on the outer lid inside the line. So that's one side done. On the other lid, I'm just going to draw a line. Now this lid doesn't have so much excess skin, so it pretty well comes on exact here. There we go. So I don't have to lift up my eyebrow. Then I'm going to use a brush, a blending brush. I always use the same one for blending dark eyeshadow, and then I use another one for my lighter one. So for this, I'm just going to then use my blending brush and I'm just going to blend soften up the edges, smudge it up a bit, and then bring a little bit of the powder across the crease line here. And the same on the other side. This pencil is so creamy. You can blend it so easily. Very easy to use. Now I am going to add a little bit of the kajal pencil underneath the eyes. Now I'm going to get my palette. Now this is my tend to go to palette. I do have other colours I do use, but this is the four that I generally use. So this is a lilac eyeshadow, copper eyeshadow, a nude, which is the same as champagne, and a white highlighter. So the three I generally use on a daily basis. So I'm going to get my lilac. And I'm going to apply the lilac to the outer edge into the brown eyeliner. Now I do this makeup in 5 minutes, my whole face, so obviously I go a lot faster. Then I'm going to get my copper. See that there? And put that on my lid. My other blending brush now for the nude. And just go underneath the eyebrows. I like to use my fingers to do a little bit of blending here. To do any cleanup before I apply my facial makeup, I just sweep underneath with my cotton wool that had a little bit of toning lotion on, just in case I had any fallout, especially from the powder side. Now I'm going to apply my eyebrows. So I use two things if I'm going to do a classic eyebrow. Often, most of the time, I just apply my eyebrow pencil, but today I'm going to use both. So I start off with the pencil. This is a really creamy formula made from very few ingredients, including castor oil, organic, jojoba, and plant waxes, plus of course the pigment. So to apply, and I do wear glasses, so excuse me here. I am applying a little bit blind here, just following the contour of my eyebrows. I don't have any hair on my face, which I'm very fortunate about, but the downside of that is I don't have many eyebrows either. This is not due to any over plucking in the past, it's just I'm not very hairy. So I have to really fill them in. I follow the upper line. Now once I've done that, obviously I'm going to do the other side. I do have a check every morning to make sure I don't have any stray hairs on around here, for example, because it looks bad if you have too many hairs here. I would suggest you take them out. Leave nice bushy eyebrows there, but if there's any stray hairs floating around, just take them out. We'll have a specialist do it for you. If you do make a mistake, this pencil is so light, it doesn't really show up, which is great. And I didn't dig it into the skin, I just very lightly do a lot of strokes. Now the powder, again, you hold it upside down. This is the same color as the pencil. And again, I use an angled brush and I just dip it into the powder. And just place it over the top. Again, small strokes. Now I'm just going to take a close look at my close-up mirror so we can see if there's anything mistakes. I'm kind of blind here. So while I was away, just checking to make sure everything was okay and I didn't have blobs of makeup everywhere, just to apply one coat of mascara to the upper and outer eyelashes. I just did one coat. I'm just looking for a nice day look at this point in time. And that is all I do for my eyes. Now, going to the face, our foundations now are now coming in a new format. It's a retro style powder, how you call it. It comes with a little old-fashioned sifter, which is much nice, and it also comes with a puff too. So I'm going to apply deliberately with the puff. Now this is a yellow concealer. So I'm just going to apply this on areas that I feel need a little bit of concealing, which is the upper area of my cheekbones, a little bit here, a little bit there. And then I'm going to use just a brush here just to sweep it over. And then use my fingers. Fingers are a great blending tool. I'm deliberately not using the kabuki brush today just to show you how easy it is. So I'm going to use the yellow concealer a little bit more just around here. And any dark circles you can apply to. Any brown spots, there's a little brown spot there. And I also happen to have a little brown spot, don't know if you can see it, right here. So I'm just applying a little bit of concealer to that area. And any scar tissue, I have a little scar here, just put it on there and it's ready for a darker foundation. Now for the foundation, I don't throw it over everywhere on my face. I use the small brush, and again, this is in the container, the retro container, and I'm going to use the small, like a concealer brush for the face. Just take off a lot of excess. I don't use much powder, and I just go over my nose, so it covers any pores, open pores, and also over the areas, any redness. The rest of my face is okay, and I don't want to cover, I'm not trying to make myself look wrinkle free or anything like that. My skin is in pretty good condition. I don't have any sores or blemishes in that regard. Just a little bit of redness occasionally. And one little brown spot right there that I'm going to get rid of. And that is my foundation. Now what I do use, which seems to help covering brown spots, so I already put a little bit of yellow on the brown spot, is I use my shaping powder. And again, I use the same concealer brush and I just go over the area. And of course you can do it to add a little bit of shaping to your face if you wish to. And I go over this area here. I'm going to use a large brush here just to sweep it around. And then voila, the brown spot here has completely disappeared. And to complete my facial look, I just use a little bit of bronzer. Again, I put a little bit of bronzer in a lid and swirl around my bronzer brush, and I just literally sweep up and go underneath the chin just to kind of make that a little bit more defined. Go down the neck a little bit into the area of my... This also protects your skin from the sun. And then I use the rest of my brush everywhere over my face, giving a little bit of warmth back into the skin. So when I next do the lipstick, and then you can see here pretty well my finished day look. Very quick, a little bit of yellow in strategic areas like underneath here, any shadow areas, any redness, a little bit of foundation. I use my Velvet Touch foundation, which is it's a concealer and a foundation combined, and I just use it on little areas where I feel needs concealing and a foundation, but otherwise I don't use any foundation all over. And then I just finish with a bit of a bronzer. Now going back to the eyes, this eye look is perfect for daytime, but if I wanted to up the game, I could use a little bit more liner or a little bit more powder onto the eyeshadow. So this is great for daytime. But if I want to make it a little bit more, I'm just going to grab a little bit more of the lilac eyeshadow here. And I'm just going to make it a little bit more shadowy. And I'm going to use it's a retro pencil that is in a twist up. And I'm going to use that again, just the outside here. I'm going to bring that underneath. I'm going to bring it into the inner. So this is more my evening look. So bring it inside the waterline here. Get a little bit out here. It's the same formula as the eyebrow pencil, so it's very, very good for the lashes. And what I like to also do is just not paint it so much, but just little dots just on the lash line where the lashes are, just to give some definition to the eyes. And for the evening, sometimes I've used my black eyeliner, which is really awesome. And then what I do use for the evening, and also when I'm doing photos or video shoots, is I use a little bit of white. It's the white highlighter just underneath the eyebrows here. And in the inner corner of the eye, you'll see this a lot on my makeovers. On the high cheekbone, on the center of the nose, and just above the lips. Now we're going to go to the lips. I am going to go with my Retro Velvet Rouge pencil, which I'm going to outline my lips with. And then my lipstick, which is a coral lipstick. I'm going to do another checkup in the close mirror close by. So I just did a checkup and there wasn't really any boobs anywhere. Looking at the eyes, I used the brown eyeliner powder on one eye and the kajal pencil, which is a creamy eyeshadow blendable pencil, on the other eye. There isn't really any difference because the color is the same. I usually use the brown eyeliner just because I am used to doing it. So it takes a little bit of practice to do it well. That is why in the makeovers I have been using the brown kajal eye pencil, partly because I've been teaching the women how to do it on themselves. It's also pretty foolproof, so you put it on, you just draw it on, you don't have to be exact, and then you just use your blending brush to blend it in to the skin and then bring it a little bit across the crease line. And then of course, by the time you add your other eyeshadows, whatever they may be, to the area, obviously the darker eyeshadows here, the lighter eyeshadows on the inside, then it blends, and then you blend it really well. And as I said, I use my fingers a lot here. I use it for my face, and I also for my foundation as well. So there you have it. If you have any questions about this look, or if you want any advice, please do contact me. Otherwise, stay beautiful.